and has a cracked glass. The digitizer and all still works, so what I'm going to do is show you guys how to replace the screen, okay? Alright, so you got 2 pentalobe screw. See right over here. Try to get a good focus for you. But anyways, 2 pentalobe screw here, and so using a pentalobe screwdriver, I'm going to go ahead and take the screw out. Alright. Always a good idea to have a place where you can store your screws. Okay, so now what we're going to do is actually just pull this out. Okay, a lot of people have seen the video, people using a suction cup trying to pull the glass out. As you can see, this crack will prevent you from having a perfect seal, so you stick it in, you're not going to be able to lift it up because you can't create a perfect vacuum. But the best way to go is to use a razor blade. The bottom corner right over here, just get it in between. As you can see right here, just get it in between the two, and now you have a little lip right here, and just pull up the lip. You can use your fingernail or a guitar pick. As you can see, you know, running it around. Alright, and you can see the screen's up. Okay, but before you take everything out, make sure you power off the phone. So I'm shutting the phone down now. Alright, so now you have this. What you do is you're going to use a Phillips screwdriver, and there's 4 screws here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and what you do is go ahead and take them out. Alright, so now what you need to do is with a pentalobe screwdriver, not pentalobe, Phillips, is to take these 4 screws out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Lift this up. It's in a safe place. Now, just going to go ahead and pull this out. There you go. Now this is out of play. All you have to focus on now is repairing this. Okay? Okay, so what I did was I took all the screws off. People who fix iPhone 5s know what I'm talking about. I'm skipping a few steps. I'm trying to get to the crucial part where you actually replace the glass. So take all the crucial parts out, you know, screws here, 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 holding it, and one on top. Then all you have to do is add a little heat right here. Okay, add a little heat, and just go ahead and lift this up. Okay, so put this in a safe place, and now you have all these right here. So what you do now, what I'm going to do is take these screws off. Okay, and add a little heat. Hit this home button right here, like so, and then just remove this. So now what I'm going to do is add heat to remove the frame out. Okay. Adding heat here to remove the frame. Okay, using my razor, getting underneath, lifting all the broken glass out. All right. So I'm just going to pretty much do this heat process all around until I remove the frame so we can reuse and then separate the glass from the LCD. Alright, so I went ahead and carefully removed all this frame out right now. And so I have this to work with, okay? So what we have now is a working LCD in touch, and all the glass has been removed. I'm going to add some heat, and then I'm going to carefully remove these fragments. Just enough heat, not enough to melt the LCD, but enough to loosen the adhesive that's underneath. So now I just carefully pull all this out. For some of you who's going to give me some bad comments about this, saying that why don't I just have somebody else do it, this is not designed for a casual viewer. This is for you technical guys who's able to do this, and plus buying a new screen will cost you as much as buying an iPhone 5C with a contract, around $200. So this is definitely worth the money right now until the price gone down. So what I'm doing is carefully removing all these shot right here. Okay, so you can either use a razor just to get underneath right here. As you can see, I'm picking it up and then slowly lift it like that. It's going to take a while, but I'm not going to show you the whole entire process. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Next time you see me is when all this has been removed. Okay, so now the glass has been removed, and so what I did now is add heat and I removed the backlight. Okay, this is really crucial. So what I did was I took the backlight out right here, LED, remove, and keep this in a safe place. I'm exposing these LED bars right here, LED soldering. We're going to desolder this and put this backlight in a safe place. Alright, so now with a hot iron, I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Okay, so now I'll put this in a safe place, keep it away from staining. And now what I'm going to do is, with painter's tape, I'm going to mask this out so prevent the mirror finish from scratching. So what I'm doing now is masking the back finish of the display with masking tape. And then what I'm going to do is just trim this off. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and cut the masking tape off. Make sure I don't cut the LCD or the display. Okay, so that's what I have here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Orange Glow right here. Orange Glow furniture polish. I'm going to go ahead and actually squirt it onto the surface here and let the orange oil enzyme eats up the adhesive. I'm going to let it sit there for about 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm going to aid it with heat. I'm going to add a little heat right here and run it around. Okay. Alright, so now what I'm doing is using my fingers and feeling for any kind of broken shot glass that's still on the surface before I use my toothbrush. You definitely want to do that, also you're going to scratch your LCD and it won't look that attractive when you put it back together. So let's go ahead and search for any broken glass shard that's on the surface. So now this is good. So now what you do is with a toothbrush, you just work it out in circular motion, the adhesive. And just add a little more Orange Glow as you need it. Just work it out slowly. And add some heat if you need so. Okay, so now I'm just running it off toothbrush. See, it's nice and clean now. Just make sure there's no sticky residue left. Just run it lightly with a toothbrush. Not too much pressure because you don't want to damage the LCD underneath. Okay. Microfiber cloth. Wipe it clean. Be very careful, you don't want to damage this. Alright, the way the iPhone 5, 5C and 5S works is just a really thin cellophane type things right on top, and this is the static bar. What it does is it prevents it from collecting static electricity when you move your finger around. And alright, so now what I'm going to do again is use a microfiber cloth and just clean off, just wipe off the Orange Glow. As you can see, there's no scratch on it. Perfect. And so I'm going to some areas, working out some spot. Okay, now you have Orange Glow. If you were to do the screen bonding now, it's not going to stick, so you have to find some way to remove these oil off. Okay, so this is where I have a tray. Got my tray here, and I'm going to put alcohol in. And it's not just any alcohol. You have to use, this is a 99.9% pure anhydrous alcohol. It's designed for electronics. Only use that. Alright, so in this tray, go ahead and put alcohol in. Okay, just enough. And go ahead and slowly submerge this in. Clean off all the excess orange oil off. And in this case, it might be helpful to actually have a paintbrush. So you can go in, clean off the small areas in contact, make sure there's no adhesive left, and also the orange oil. Okay, have that removed now. So what we're going to do is go ahead and dry this before we do the actual bonding. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and dry it, and alcohol, I'm going to put a cap on it to reuse again. Okay, this is a black iPhone 5 lens. It's the same as the iPhone 5S and 5C. So what we have to do is just make sure this area that's making contact with the LCD is nice and clean. Okay, and then what we're going to do is use Scotch tape and just tape the edges around it. Okay, so now you have the lens clean. So what you need is you have an electrical tape, a strip right over there. What you want to do is cut electrical tape and put it around the top right here where the line meets the static guard line. Okay, so this is protecting the runoff the liquid from getting into your connectors. And then you have the glass right here, and you can see I'm taping it on the edge. Okay, and so now what I do next is I put the liquid on. Okay, so now you put your bonding liquid on. Okay, create a Y pattern.
Playing with so much confidence right now. Glenn Robinson, he's making outside shots. We know
adding more than I need, just to be sure. Now line this up in here. And what I'm doing is perfectly aligning it. If you use, I have the bracket also, but the bracket is not useful at all because it doesn't work so well. As you see, I have this also, but I don't use it because it doesn't work too well. I went ahead and just choose to manually align it. So I'm adding my liquid in. As you can see, I'm working the bubble out of it. And so now, as you can see, perfectly aligned, and I'm going to slowly work the bubble out of it. Alright, so now you have this. What you do is you go ahead, put that in the curing table for 5 minutes. Alright, after it's cured, take it out, you pull the tape off, you pull the painter tape off, and go ahead and put the back glass back on here. Alright, so line it up, put the backlight LED. So now you solder this back on, solder the LED back on. That's it. Now, okay, so now I installed it back into here. Now I'm going to test out LCD, and as you can see, everything works perfectly. Okay, so that's how you do it. And what you have to do now, is with this frame, I would use one of this glue right over here. Put it around the frame, the edge here, and then put the frame back on. And I will use these pin clips just to go ahead and lock it in place and let it sit for about 24 hours, and then it will be dry and this screen will be perfect. Okay, and that's how you fix iPhone 5S, iPhone 5, iPhone 5C. This is Prac with iRepairMD. Happy safe fixing.